Hello and welcome to the Bass Bros podcast. Today we have no guests. It's just me and Filler. So it should be an interesting podcast, right, Filler? We got some talking points, I'd imagine.
We got a lot we can talk about, and I think it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
We're going to just nothing's ever planned. So it's like we're just going to go off the top of the head. And we got some cool stuff to talk about with what we did last weekend and why we didn't do a podcast last weekend.
Yeah, we were on the Primetime sport fishing with Jake, Mikey, and Clay. It's a big boat, 6 passengers, 4 crew members, and you just get treated top notch, right?
Dude, I mean, I've done 6-packs. We both done 6-packs.
You more than me, for sure,
yeah. But, like, this is like the Corvette of the sea for a 6-pack. I mean, you can't beat that boat. It's top notch. They redid everything on it after they bought it. They got all brand new electronics in the wheelhouse. They redid 2 of the 3 staterooms. It's got a huge beam in the back to where we fish all 6 of us back there and 4 crew members, and there's still room.
Yeah,
it's insane.
And if you split it up between the stern and the bow, it's insane.
Oh my god! I mean,
I go to the bow pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, you can walk around the whole boat. I believe the boat's around 74 feet long. It's huge.
Yeah,
and the cool thing is like they put all these improvements into it for this year. Mm-hmm. This off season, they're gonna put more improvements into it.
Yeah, I remember them talking about it.
They're gonna redo their whole bait situations. They're gonna put 2 slammers on that thing. That thing's gonna have bait for days, and it's not gonna run out. It's gonna be nuts. It's
gonna be cool. I like those kind of boats too, because it's usually you're with people you really know. So. And you have the space to kind of, I like to mess around with freshwater lures. Like bringing an A-rig on a 3/4 day is a mistake. 100%. You shouldn't do that. You're going to screw everyone up. But bringing in a boat like that, you can mess around.
Let's instead of jumping to that, let's break down the trip from start to finish.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I mean, the start, I was throwing that A-rig the bait receiver.
Yeah, our boat is scheduled to leave at 9 p.m. We get there early. We let Jake know because they're getting fuel, and they're already down there working hard. They're getting fuel, getting the boat ready, so we can make less stops going out.
Yeah.
Let Jake know. He's like, all right, cool. It's 5:30 right now. What do you say we leave at 6? And we're like, what? He wants to get out to the fishing like that.
Yeah.
And so we're like, hell yeah. We get our stuff together. And by the way, it's me, Patrick, our Uncle Kurt, our cousins Cole and Garrett, and then our family friend Rock. And it's just, it's a group that's there to have fun.
Yeah.
Catching fish is a bonus. Mm-hmm. We're there for a good time.
Exactly.
So we get on the boat, get to the bait receiver. Tell us about the bait receiver.
So I'm throwing an A-rig already just to like catch something and talk shit, basically. And I caught Cole's funny because I'm throwing this thing and it's hammered by a sand bass it ended up being. But Cole's like, you don't have one. No way. I'm like, I got a fish, dude.
He doesn't believe it.
Yeah. So I went back, showed everybody the sand bass. Only one who didn't skunk that day.
And for people that don't know, what's an A-rig?
An A-rig, it's short for an Alabama rig. It's a freshwater bass lure that has basically 5 wires coming off of it. People say it looks like a Christmas tree. But you have 2 teaser baits up top, and then your 3 bottom wires are swim baits with a lead head in it. So you have the possibility to catch 1 fish, or you could catch 3 at once if you're in like a schooling bite or whatever. It just mimics that little bait school presentation, which is very hard for fish to pass up, even with those big wires. Like people are always talking about line shy. This has so much attractiveness to it that it kind of makes the fish just go for it no matter what, because it's not a lot of, I think a lot of people do throw it, but it's a lot. So a lot of people will leave that bait at home because it just tangles, and there's good ways of storing it. I have like some tips on YouTube shorts of how to store it kind of nicely, make it a little bit more easier, but it is a mess when you're throwing that thing out there.
Yeah. So we leave the bait receiver. We get jugged with fresh sardines. We kind of get the option of kind of staying close or going out to Cortez Bank where a yellowtail bite has been going on. And it's been a pretty damn good yellowtail bite.
Yeah.
We party it up going out and go to bed, and I'm up at probably 4:30 the next day. Am I missing something? You look like you want to say something.
No, I don't drink, so it's kind of fun for me to watch. Everybody was having a great time, cracking jokes. I just didn't want to be included with that nonsense.
Oh, you want to put it out there?
No, I don't care. But it was just fun from my perspective to watch all that. Yeah, 100. Like they're good people, but not like me, you know.
Careful.
I'm sober and just better than everyone, you know.
So we get to the Cortez Bank, and Jake is up early. He's already talking to all the boats out there, and unfortunately, what happened?
Probably drink tomorrow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, what happened? The water turned, and what that means is, so the Cortez Bank is out in the middle of the ocean and it's literally just a mountain that comes up out of thousands of feet of water to where. The water, I think that there's a rock that sticks out of the water out there.
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's nuts. So
I don't know anything about being out there. People are like, those are the Channel Islands. I'm like, I don't know where we are.
Basically, what it means is there's an underwater mountain that comes up, and we were fishing in like 90 feet of water in the middle of the ocean, and all around this bank is thousands of feet deep of water. Now, when the water turns, what that means is there's some sort of upwelling current that pushes up that mountain all the way up and just churns all that silt and dirt and everything. And it turned, the water literally looked like chocolate milk. It was filthy. And what that does to your bite is it can shut it down like that. And that's what ended up happening. The boats that were already there were not getting bit. We're kind of getting there in gray light, somewhat daylight. It's like 7 a.m. when we're hitting the bank. And
So for me, like thinking about, like, it was a big risk. It was a lot of travel to get out there.
12 and a half hours to get there.
So I'm like, this might be really, really bad. We might not catch anything at all. That's kind of how the first day went.
Yeah, 100%. So we ended up ditching that because the boats that were there were not getting bit. The fish were not there. They were not cooperating. So we ditched that, and we went even further west. To look for kelp patties and stuff because the Tribute was out there. They found some. Jake's connected to a lot of these boats out there, so where I'm confident that he makes a decision. That there's a lot of reasoning behind it. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Go out there, and unfortunately, that didn't pan out. So we didn't get back to. We ended up going. Screw it, we're going back to Cortez. We didn't get back to Cortez until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
and that water was still dirty. It was still turned over. What was really funny is coming back to the Cortez Bank. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but the Cortez Bank is famously known for big wave surfing. So, like I said, that mountain comes up to where it'll form these giant swells. And during the winter, guys will go out there and surf these 80-foot waves. It's nuts. I've never seen the swells on that. Patrick hasn't either. Jake comes downstairs and goes, hey, guys, look at the swell over there. And it was probably like a 20-footer.
It was gigantic.
It was huge. We all come out to the stern, and we're looking at it and I go, damn, that's bitching. The first thing Patrick says is that coming at us?
Dude, it was like if that hit us, we were smoked.
Yeah, it was a huge wave.
Like, Jesus Christ.
20-foot swell, but it was really, really cool to see. And then we proceeded to start yellowtail fishing, man. And
what was cool about the yellowtail fishing when we got back to Cortez is that it seemed like Jake found a clean water pocket. Mm-hmm. You know, did you notice that?
Yes.
Yeah, we weren't fishing in that muddy, silty stuff.
And the fish were active. They were coming up boiling. There was fish around us. And
there's fish to be caught.
We ended up hooking a couple at the first spot. Cole got his first yellowtail, which was super cool. Super cool. And they were good sized yellows. They weren't rats. They
were like 20 pounders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good sized yellows.
I hooked my first one, not first yellowtail, but first one of that day. And I've been rusty from saltwater fishing. I haven't fished saltwater in a while. And I hooked it on a lighter rod. And that thing looked like it was going to spool me. So I started thumbing the spool. Mm-hmm. And Jake, the deckhand Jake, was like, don't thumb that thing unless you absolutely have to. And I just thumbed it too hard and it broke off.
Yeah.
Then the next yellow I hooked, same thing was going on. Jake, the captain, saw my thumb kind of lingering over the spool, and he's like, do not touch that spool unless it's going to tire out. Trust me, it's going to tire out. And it did. And I ended up getting that one, which was cool because I need to relearn those things.
Yeah. And you got pretty deep into that spool.
I was like, oh, no. All this line's gone. But it's cool when you have a captain and a crew that's actively watching what you're doing, even if you tell them, oh, I've been fishing my whole life, blah, 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 blah. They're still looking at how they can better coach you up and make you more successful during the trip. And I thought that particular tip was very enlightening for me, because I would have thumbed that spool again. It looks like it's going to spool you. Mm-hmm. It absolutely looks. And then all of a sudden it just stops. And then you just start gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining. And that was a really good learning experience for me to relearn.
Right. I've been into like a 2.5 hour fight on a bluefin, and I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm fishing light line. It's an 80-pound fish, and I'm just like, screw it. And I'll start thumbing that spool and getting it up.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works to your benefit, but at that point, I'm just done. I don't care if I'm losing. I'm just covered in sweat. I'm like, the fish are going nuts. Let's just get it to the boat, and what happens, happens.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm going to touch on this a little later, but that crew on that boat is just fun to be around.
Yeah, you can talk trash.
Oh, dude. I mean,
they like it. They'll talk right back.
Yeah, and they're just a fun group of guys to where you can screw around all day and they don't get sick of it. They screw around with you.
Yeah, which, a lot of people can't handle us on a boat.
It's wide open Dorado fishing. We're going, what about the rockfish?
Yeah, I talked about rockfish for the whole trip.
Yeah. So we end up running out of bait. Well,
getting close
wait a
to
minute.
it. Yeah.
We pull up from that spot, go to another spot.
We end up catching 4 yellows.
We got 4 yellows. I did not get one that day. Bummed. I didn't even get bit. I caught big bonita.
Yeah. The thing that I did was I just switched. I saw Kurt was getting bit on lighter stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't. I picked up a lighter rod. I had 40-pound test on there, so I wasn't even throwing lighter line. I thought I was. And I started getting bit. But I think it was when they came through. You could when they're coming through. They start broiling. People start hooking up. Mm-hmm. I was able to make a better cast.
Get your bait away from the boat.
Exactly.
That makes all the difference.
And obviously a really good bait.
Yeah. So we end up leaving there. We go to another spot, and we pick another couple yellows there. It's now dark. We're kind of just sitting there. We're waiting for I think it was the Fortune.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it was. Maybe. I wasn't paying attention
Fortune
at all.
came in, gave us a couple scoops of bait for us to go Dorado fishing the next day. But we had to wait for them because they were offshore doing the same thing we started doing, and that was looking for patties and tuna out there.
Yeah.
It didn't pan out for them either. So they come in. We're sitting at the Cortez Bank at dark, at night, and Clay made some bitchin' steaks for dinner.
Yeah.
Really good with some greens and I think it was
asparagus.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Ugh, so good. But me and Patrick ended up kind of skipping dinner with the family because there was a wide open whitefish.
I put on the classic dropper loop with like a squid head, and I was getting bit on whitefish. And I caught a pretty big one. Like probably like a 3 or 4 pounder.
Yeah, and we're like, damn, there's some good whitefish here.
Yeah, and then I hooked another one, and it started pulling drag, and I was like, what the hell is this?
I thought you had a yellow. I was like,
Jesus Christ. So it's like I'm messing with the drag because I'm all freaked out, and then it starts coming up, and I flip over this like 8-pound slobber knocker of a whitefish.
It was a slobber knocker, for sure. I think we should get it and put it on the wall.
Yeah, I do too. I'll taxidermy it. That was awesome. And then Jake the deckhand got fired up. He's like, I'm fishing too.
And then Patrick brings it into the galley and shows everybody, and then they finish their dinner, and everyone's fishing whitefish.
It was fun. I like it.
It's a blast. It's one of the staples in fishing, and those things fight really, really hard. They're mud marlin.
One of the best catches of the whole trip. Bigger than a lot of the Dorado.
Yeah. So we get our bait. We now proceed to steam south. And it's another run, dude. And we get to the Dorado spot. We kind of all start waking up, coming out. And Jake shows me, and he's like, would you look at this? And he was a little upset. And it makes sense as to why. It's a little dark out. We're in gray light. And he goes, you see that strobing light over there? And he goes, I go, yeah, I see it. That was one of these guys are so into catching and locating these fish. When they find a kelp patty, they put a GPS beacon on it. But they don't turn the strobe on because when you turn the strobe on and all these boats are looking for kelp patties and they know that
they see it.
So someone found their kelp, turned their GPS, the strobe light on, and it called all the boats in on it. And he goes, I go, damn, that sucks because there was boats waiting around it for it to get light enough to start fishing these fish. And I go, damn, that sucks. And he goes, yeah, it does, but I got 4 more with GPS trackers in it. So we went to the next kelp that was away from it, man. And it was just first bait, we start throwing some bait, and like nothing happened for like 5 minutes. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
We have 4 yellows in the hold and some monster whitefish. That's it for a 2-day trip.
Yeah.
I'm going, uh-oh. Not looking good. And the next thing you know, people are bit left and right, and the Dorado just turned on, man.
Yeah, I was just full speed.
Going nuts, man. And like that first kelp, and then also while we're sitting on that same kelp, man, I got a bait in the water, and I'm sitting in the port corner, and just like out of nowhere, poof, 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 like 4 big boils go through, and I went, what the hell was... Yellowfin are coming through.
Dude, that was really cool because I don't think I've experienced that before.
It's super, dude, just out of nowhere, yellowfin tuna are just blowing up, and I already had a bait in the water, and 3 of us go, we're yellowfin tuna, dude.
That was so cool.
Super bitch, and we ended up catching all 3 of those yellowfin. Good size, like 25 pounders, 30 pounders. Really cool. I haven't caught a yellowfin in years.
Yeah.
So then Jake goes, you know what, man, it's a little crowded here. I got another, I'm getting called in on a kelp from I think it was the Aztec.
Yeah.
And he calls us in, and we get there, and it is an aquarium full of Dorado. We must have had 200, 300 Dorado around the boat at all times, and they just stayed with us. Not a kelp in sight.
Yeah, that was weird.
Super cool. So then we get there, and the Aztec pulls off, leaves us, because they already got limits, leaves us with that fish. And we are just roping these things.
Anything after the 3rd fish I caught on bait, I was like, all right, let's mess around.
Done.
Yeah.
No more bait. Let's have some fun. So we break out the
popper,
A-rig.
Yeah.
They were eating everything, man. And we got some cool footage that we posted of those Dorado eating the popper.
Yeah, that was cool. That was super cool. But what a mess when you...
Dude, it was the sketchiest thing, flipping a Dorado on the boat with a popper. In his mouth, and it's just... And I'm holding on the line trying to keep it away from everybody. And also keep it away from me.
Yeah.
But...
it was cool to see him blow up on it, though.
Oh, my God.
And then we were actually catching some better quality fish on a surface iron, mint surface iron. I saw one Dorado eat his iron sideways and just let it go. I was like, that is awesome. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you caught a bull on the surface iron.
Well, this was during your A-rig.
Yeah, I pulled out the A-rig. I was very hesitant to do it because
it's a mess.
It looked like you were going to catch 3 Dorado on it immediately.
Well, not only that, but if you get one, now you got 2 flying hooks.
Yeah, going everywhere. So he's on a bull Dorado, and I'm like, I'm going to throw the A-rig. I throw it out the first time. In freshwater, you wind it as slow as possible. So I did that, and there's like 20 Dorado behind it just looking at it. And I'm like, oh, maybe they want it a little bit faster. So I ripped it out again, and then I just literally put the rod tip down and just as fast as I could started reeling this A-rig in, and it gets hit by... It just felt like a ton of bricks doesn't even do it justice. It was just boom, zzz, and it was spooling me. I was like, "Oh, dang! I must have 3 of them." Like, that's what the first thing that went through my head. And then I think you were like, "That might be a yellowfin."
Well, because the Dorado always like to come up, and your fish went down.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, that's got to be a yellowfin, dude."
So I'm throwing a umbrella A-rig made for largemouth bass, I'd imagine. Yep. I don't think anybody's trying to catch yellowfin on them. And I'm just reeling it in. I don't think the chances of me landing this fish are very high. So I'm just playing it like I would any other fish. And it gets to the boat, and it's like a 20-pound yellowfin tuna. It ate my charge. I set up my A-rig to have all natural colors except for the back middle. And that one I do chartreuse. Because for bass, they usually will kind of pick that one out of the school and eat it. And I think thankfully what had happened was it ate that bait, and my 2 other baits kind of hooked it in the fin, and it started coming in at dead weight. So it wasn't fighting. It was just, I was just kind of pumping it up with no head shake. Yeah, exactly.
It's all tied up.
And then we got on the boat, gaffed it, and Jake looks at me and he goes, "You catch tuna on this before?" And I go, "No, have you?" And he goes, "Fuck no." I was like, he thought I knew what I was doing.
Just screwing around.
Yeah, exactly. But that was easily one of the coolest fish I've ever caught in my entire life. That was so cool.
And Pat got hooked up with that, and what I did is I grabbed the deckhand's jig stick, and I launched that iron out in the first cast, and then I watched a probably 15-pound bull Dorado come up and just smoke it, dude.
That was so cool.
By the boat, and I'm like, I'm doing this all day.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool because you could pretty much catch them how you wanted.
Oh my!
I threw a giant swim bait at him. I couldn't get bit.
And there was yellowfin tuna in the area because I could hear the Aztec going, "Hey, this." And Jake's monitoring the graph. He's going, "They're under us right now, dude." So I never thought I'd see the day where I'm winging a popper out as far as I can, and I'm working it, and I get blown up on it. And I go, "Damn it, it's a Dorado." I was shaking them off because I was trying to get yellowfin tuna. We had so many. We got limits of Dorado.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that we didn't get a yellowfin on that popper. I thought it was going to come at any moment.
Not only did we get limits on that school, we called in the. Oh man, I'm going to forget that boat.
You have a video of it, so we can post that.
We called in another sport boat. They come in, they get limits. They call in the Malahini.
What was cool about that was just watching everyone go bendo on that.
Yeah, dude. These guys pulled in behind us, and they all throw their baits in, and everybody's bits. And next thing you see is Dorado coming over the rail. And then they called in the Malahini. They got limits. 4 boats went to this one school and got limits.
And I gotta say, I doubt I even put a dent in that school.
Oh my God, there were so
they
many.
They were swimming with them.
Dude, Jake and his brother, what was his name?
Garrett got in there too.
Garrett got in. Mikey. They're in the water. They've got to have some incredible footage because as soon as they get in the water, like you'd think, like, oh, they're gonna spook off and disperse. They were swimming around them.
Yeah,
and Jake's in the water, landing our fish in the water and holding them up and going, "Would you like this gilled and gutted, sir? What number are you?"
Yeah, that's so funny. I would never do that. That's
no.
Way too creepy for me.
No, I would. They got a set on them.
If one of those things touched your toe,
I'd lose it.
Yeah.
Get me out of this. And then what else was funny? Your slam dunk into the bait tank?
Oh, into the trash can. Yeah, I did Jake called for it. I was on a fish. He was like, "You got the purple rod. Let's do a Kobe."
Yeah.
So I flipped it into a trash can, and basically the Kobe of fishing.
Yes, and now this brings up something I really want to talk about today.
Dude, I super have to go pee. Is that okay?
Right
you can,
now?
yeah. Just keep going. Just keep going. Yeah. I know what he's gonna say already.
Now this is what I want to talk about with the boys and girls at home. Patrick posted this video, and we ended up getting some hate, a lot of it. And what that did to me is this is now a call to arms for the Bass Bros Army. I will think of a better name. We need to build an army at home. I'm not for online trolling. I hate it. Unless it's for us, then it's okay. We are going to start trolling people who are trolling us. And I think we can say this on here because the people that are trolling us aren't going to see this, but our army will see it. And basically, nothing mean, but our tactical approach on this is confusion. So like one of the comments said that Dorado is under the slot limit. So you guys should have let it go or something like that. And Patrick hit him back with, "What's the slot limit in California?" There's no slot limit. So that's funny. I wish Patrick was here to explain a little better.
I'm coming.
You already went?
I had to go to that. There's stuff in that bag.
Did you go?
PP?
Yeah. Jesus. So it's basically we're gonna hit everyone from all angles with confusion.
But so if people talk hate on my stuff, bro, you better watch out, son. No, I actually really encourage it. I think that one comment was hilarious. This dude's he's like, "You like underage fish and Kobe likes underage girls." I was dying laughing.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny.
That was a good one.
Great comment. But I'm gonna come back with something. That wasn't even a good one. I was just like trying to get him to do research and waste his time a little bit.
Yeah. And
dude,
the best case scenario.
If you have a funny, hateful comment, please post it. I love them. Even if it's not funny, I love it. I love the hate. It's
when we were
fun.
new to this. Do you remember when I got the comment about blowing through?
Yeah, dude.
I got so mad.
I had to calm Philip down a little bit because
who's he think he is?
He was fired up. He was like gonna say something.
I was like, I know the etiquette. I was going slow.
Yeah, but that's just people messing around.
Dude, he got me.
He got you. Sometimes I get you. That's the scary part.
He got me.
So I was like, let me comment, and then I was just like, nice seeing you out there.
Great seeing you out there, even though it was quick.
What'd he say, though? He didn't say what he said.
No, he didn't. I did. He said I was blowing through all the beds. I was running over the beds at Plain. which is like 30 miles an hour in shallow water, which is so I like quarter mile out will slow down because I don't want to spook them. I'm trying to catch them too.
Yeah. But yeah, that was funny. I like to do just like very confusing arguments. So if I say something to you and you don't know what I'm talking about and you don't want to keep the conversation going, just don't respond, which is what most people do.
And it's what we want.
But if you're expecting like a legitimate response from me,
you won't get it.
No, it's going to be the opposite. It's just going to be meant to confuse. Yeah. Which I do want to make that grow. I want that to catch fire a little bit. If you see a comment on our YouTube channel, on our Instagram that looks a little hateful, looks like, oh, what's this guy doing? He's just trying to add a little mean in the world.
Open season.
We're gonna rise to the occasion with the Bass Bros Army because this is America and freedom of speech is one of the most important things to this country.
It's in the Constitution.
That's why all these hate comments, I love them. I love them. It's freedom of speech. Yeah. But we get to use that power as well. Yes. And I wield it with confusion.
And tomfoolery.
Some might say it's malarkey. Shenanigans.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to pass that skill
to our fan base.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it together. Let's confuse America.
Yeah. Nothing hateful. Biden's doing a good job at that.
Yeah, dude, that's who I am on YouTube.
We gotta have him. We should get him to work for us.
Dude, he would kill it.
What are you doing?
Uh-oh, somebody's calling me.
What are you doing, dude?
That's Kaylin. She's got to know I'm doing it. I'm just going to text her. I'm doing a podcast. On the podcast.
If we can get Biden to be one of our Bass Bros generals on YouTube.
Dude, he's already like at the prime spot to confuse America. Why would he come here?
To help us.
Can you imagine what he's done to Ukraine and Russia? Probably nobody knows what's going on. They're just getting so much money.
Yeah, what the hell?
What do we do with it?
This was easy.
Oh my God. I saw like a thing where they accidentally sent $6 billion to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Biden's probably like, oh.
Yeah.
All right, it was supposed to go there.
$700, Maui.
But that's what we're going for. We're going with some President Biden energy in our little YouTube comment section.
Be funny.
But I like to make it's a hard line to walk. It really has taken a lot of years of practice with Philip, and other siblings to figure out the skill of being somewhat of making sense, but also confusing people
at the same time. Mean.
It's supposed to what it's supposed to do is get that person to react and comment something else where they make a point and they're like, damn, now I made this point. And then I just
expect you to be like,
it's the best, dude.
Yeah, so we're not saying go on there and cuss them out.
Yeah.
But if you can confuse them. And if someone else posts something that is super confusing, we should share it.
Yeah. We'll agree with it.
We should have like the top comment of the week or something like that. And we'll share it with the Army. So then it's like we're giving out game plans, like tactics.
Yeah, let me give an example to people because this in itself is confusing.
Perfect.
So I'll roll up a YouTube comment right here and show you, a classic example. This was on my, I think, last short on YouTube. Let me find it here.
I think I gave the example you're going to give.
About
I have to pee.
Go ahead, dude. I'm looking this thing up real quick. I got to figure out how to find it. Content. Shorts. Here we go. In honor of Kobe. That's which got 10,000 views.
Now, it was in honor of Kobe because we had the purple rod and we flipped the Dorado into a trash can.
I made it.
Representing the basketball hoop and it went in. Splish splash.
That's it. That's all it was.
That was all it was. Now, no, you can't flip. Well, you could, but a 40-pound Dorado, you're going to do that with a smaller Dorado. More fun. 40-pound Dorado, you're going to gaff because you want to keep that fish.
Okay, I can't find it, but I know the gist of it. This guy said nobody cares. Kobe beat women, which from his perspective is he was trying to say,
Wasn't that an allegation not confirmed?
I have literally no idea, zero idea of what went on. I don't even watch basketball. I played a little bit, but
very mean comment.
Don't watch basketball at all. I'm not a big fan of the NBA in general. But this guy said nobody cares. Kobe beat women. So his perspective was, hey, why are you honoring this guy? He's a woman beater, basically. Now, I could take that at face value and say, oh, what are you talking about? Alligator, whatever, and dive deep into it. But I said, hey, that's a serious crime. You should care. Confusion, right?
I think he deleted that comment.
Dang it. You can't do that. Okay, wait. That's got to be a rule on social media.
Yeah, if you're going to troll.
If you're going to come at me, you better keep it up because that's baloney. You got to eat it. You got to eat it. I'll eat it. Dude, I ate that one comment. I thought it was a hilarious comment. You got to be able to eat it. You can't go up there and delete it because, I probably deleted it, fella, and made him look like he was supporting beating women. Yeah. He was like, oh my God, I don't want people to see this. That's what we're going for. It's a classic, perfect example.
Just little switcheroo.
You little switcherooski on him. That's what we do in the comment section.
You know what they call that? Pick and roll.
Oh, man, that was a good basketball term, Philip. Yeah. Very nice.
I went hard in the paint, dude.
So did we ever finish the story of the Primetime?
Well, I mean...
During that mess of Dorado fishing, I did have something like crazy happen where... So our Uncle Kurt, he's a pretty stoic man. He's, runs a construction company, if that says anything. Hard worker. Loves catching Dorado.
Perfect example of him, Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, it's that type of dude. Pretty serious.
Yeah.
I would say. His jokes are hilarious, fun to be around.
He'll only say a joke if it puts you on your ass.
Yeah.
He'll nail you.
So he's tying up a fish or a hook at the bait tank. Excuse me.
Focusing hard on getting his hook tied, making sure it's not going to break.
Yeah, so he's doing that. I'm flipping Dorado left and right at this point, and I flip this one Dorado, and it's in the air. Kurt's right next to the bait tank, tying his hook, and it's going into the bait tank. And I'm like, damn it, dude. I did not want this to happen. And it doesn't hit, if it hit the sidewell or any part of the bait tank, it would have made it so much better, but Kobe swished into the bait tank and just splashed Uncle Kurt. And he just looked at me and he just stared at me and he shook his head. And I was just like, I'm sorry. And I flipped it back out of the bait tank. But what saved me was, I think Rock hit him with one right after. And I was like, it's a war zone. I just walked away. So that was one of the more funnier parts.
Yeah.
For not at Uncle Kurt's expense, just at the circumstances that something like that could happen in this universe,
I'm very surprised no one got hooked.
Yeah, I mean, with all the crap we were throwing, yeah.
I'm very surprised.
Did you catch a Dorado on that A-rig?
Yeah.
So you picked it up right after I caught that
as
tuna.
As soon as I caught the Dorado on the A-rig, I put the Dorado down, the A-rig down. I was done with it because I saw that thing.
Just a mess, dude.
And the deck
Didn't one of the wires break off or something?
Yeah. One of the deckhands looked at me and there's just hooks flying everywhere, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. And they're like, I'm not fucking touching that. It's just swinging hooks everywhere.
Yeah, not a very applicable time to throw it, but it was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
And I never would have caught that yellowfin tuna.
Yeah.
Probably, right?
I think we should make beefed up A-rigs for that.
Somebody's got to make one. Right? Already?
It works so well.
Somebody's got to make one. There's no way.
Could be us.
How are we going to make it?
I don't know.
Exactly. I don't know. I can't make a bait. I've never made a bait in my life. We could look it up.
I think we could.
Just make our own custom.
I don't even think it needs to look like a umbrella.
It could look like anything.
I just think it just needs the frame.
Maybe we could redesign it.
I think it just needs the frame.
Maybe we can make it, instead of a Christmas tree, like a box. Like a Christmas gift. Like a box.
Be so hard to fucking reel. To burn.
Yeah.
I think you need to streamline it and make it a little more hydrodynamic.
You know what you could do is a 3-wire instead. That would be better.
Yeah, I don't think you need 4, 5.
Yeah, that's just what I had. So yeah, after this podcast, we're gonna go mess around with the golf cart and fish because the boat is down and won't take a charge. Every time it dies,
No, it's working fine. It's raining.
Oh yeah. That's right. We don't want to get the boat wet.
We just don't want to get the boat.
That makes sense. So we're gonna do that. I mean, I usually don't talk about this kind of stuff, but this is a good weekend, dude. This is an awesome weekend because we had all college football yesterday. Yep. Notre Dame won. That's what I care about. Interesting to see Deion Sanders' team's kind of doing really well.
I'm following that Colorado team. I never knew it existed.
He presents himself very well in the post.
And dude, he's turned that program around.
He's got everybody fired up.
Yeah.
He's got everybody fired up in Colorado.
He's got a big test. They stormed the field yesterday after the game.
Oh my
They all went nuts.
Was Nebraska supposed to kill him or something?
Yes.
Wow.
They weren't supposed to win these 2 first games.
I know the TCU one they weren't.
Huge underdogs.
Damn, that's crazy.
But their next test, Oregon.
Yeah. That's going to be a game.
Be
I don't know if they can beat Oregon, man. That's a good team, but Oregon had a tough game.
Yeah, they're coming off one.
Yeah, they won, but it was close. So we have that. That's Sunday today. You'll probably be seeing this on Tuesday, but we got the Vikings playing today, which I love. Oh, let me not glance by what happened last night at UFC, which I'm a gigantic UFC fan. Sean Strickland comes out and just dominates the champ who has been dominant for so long. I don't know what happened with Adesanya. He got super rocked in that first round. And I don't think he came back. Like I might have scared him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even Dana White was saying that wasn't Adesanya.
Didn't look like Adesanya.
He was very slow, never took off. Even in the last round, he needed a knockout.
Well, Strickland hit him hard, and Strickland doesn't hit hard usually, but he rocked Adesanya. I don't think he ever recovered from that, and Strickland couldn't be touched. He was checking every single kick, and dude, the guy has that Philly shell kind of fight style where he's one arm up, one arm down, and he rolls his shoulders so perfectly so that he doesn't get cleanly hit.
You're more tuned into this than I am.
I watch every single fight. I watch all the prelim. I watch everything.
But now we have a lunatic that's the top of the middle class.
It's the best, dude. I listen to him on Joe Rogan, and he's legitimately crazy because he asked Joe Rogan, "Do you ever want to kill somebody?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "No." He was like, "You don't want to ever you don't feel like ever just murdering someone, not in a fight, killing someone." Yeah. I was like, "Oh my god, this guy's nuts, dude." So we got some really good entertainment ahead of that in the UFC. Is there any good NFL? I don't even know who the Vikings are playing today.
We got a big game tomorrow.
Who?
September 11th game.
Right. Oh, really? Who's playing?
The Jets and the Buffalo.
Jets. How nice. On September 11th, bro. Were you going to make that joke? What?
They're 2-0 on September 11th.
Oh, my God, dude. Did you just make that one up, or did you hear that somewhere?
I just made it up.
Wow, that was a good joke.
I'm just we're just having fun.
2-0. 2-0.
Did we end on that?
Hey,
it's just fun.
The whole Pentagon will be watching that game.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I love when football season's around. It's just so nice to put on a game and watch. The Vikings I hate because they always draw me in at the beginning of the season and they look good and then they just suck.
Did you watch that QB
I did.
show?
Yeah,
it was cool to see Kirk Cousins outside of the.
Oh my god! I don't like Kirk Cousins as a player.
As a person.
As a person, he's he couldn't get more dad than that.
Oh my god!
He's just a total straight laced dad. Mm-hmm. It's so now it's funny looking back at all the players putting all those gold chains on him. Now that makes sense. It's funny.
Yeah.
Because they know how he dresses and stuff like that. But we got good wide receivers. We got that kid from USC who's supposed to be unstoppable, and we still have Jefferson.
First and foremost, screw that kid.
Yeah, from SC. I was a little bummed about it. We don't like USC up in here. We got to get some more decorations up here. I got a flag right here. Look.
Remember this trip, Miller?
He's got to bend over.
I got to put this up. Stop it. Woo!
Woo! All right. Pretty much. 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 Yeah.
Were you at this one or no?
No. That's Georgia.
Oh, that was with Travis. We gotta put this up. Look at this. This is credibility to losing badly to people in Georgia. That trip was so fun though when we went to Alabama.
That was a great trip.
I wish we could do that again someday.
Yeah, but we grew up.
Huh? We grew up. Yeah, now we have responsibilities and stuff like that.
Gotta go dig.
Is that what you do at work? Dig?
All day.
What do you do at work? You just dig?
No, it's all different. Like we grade elevations. This is gonna be super boring. Grade elevations for concrete, asphalt, handicap ramps. That's mainly what I do. The company in itself does a bunch of other stuff. Does underground piping.
Are the handicap ramps so you guys have ample parking at the job site?
Yeah. It's not funny. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I don't want to dive. We'll lose.
Can you apply any of that to fishing?
No.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, well, it seems like the podcast is kind of naturally winding down. We got possibly Dimension coming next weekend.
Cool. I'm super excited.
Which will be really cool. He just came out with a new rap hip hop. I'm not 100% sure. Fishing song. It's legitimately made for fishermen. I'll let him kind of
segue into it.
Talk about it because he'll know better than us what his mindset behind it was. But from my perspective, from listening to it, if you don't fish like a lot, you're not gonna know what he's talking about. You're not gonna, even if you fish like once a month, it might be tough to figure out what he's saying. It's so detailed into bass fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, man.
That's super cool because like now I only know 2 bass fishing songs.
Yeah.
His and then Tournament Time.
Yeah, Tournament Time's a good one.
We used to pump that.
Are we gonna fish a tournament anytime soon?
We need to.
We got
Lopez.
Lopez coming up. That's gonna be fun, dude. The Beach Cities Bass Club. The Beach Cities Bass Boys, man. We got Mike Tilk coming from Texas to meet us out there. The Beach Cities Bass Club, if you're looking for a bass club in the Beach Cities area, what would you say the Beach Cities are, Philip?
South Bay.
South Bay.
I mean, well, you got to think, though. We got Marcotte from Menifee.
Yeah, that's true. Basically, if you're around SoCal and you would like to fish SoCal lakes, it's a good...
If you fish San Diego to Castaic Pyramid, they're your good boys.
Yeah, and at the end of the year, we do this giant trip, which is everyone looks forward to it. We usually go to Lake Lopez. We didn't last year because the water was down. Now it's full. And
we're going.
Lopez is an awesome fishery, man.
Wildlife everywhere. Bears, turkeys, deer, golden eagles.
When it comes to the bass fishing, you can catch a 6-pound largemouth, 7-pound largemouth
with your feet up on the engine.
Yep, that's true. And the smallmouth bite there is pretty good. I like to throw an A-rig for the smallmouth and some topwater. Yeah, that's fun. And then every day, you just go back to the coolest guys, man, and we just chop it up, have fun. Trey usually has a Dodger game on or, some NFL game on or college game.
Yeah, and then we do the fish fry.
We do the fish fry, which is...
We catch bluegill and crappie all week.
Yeah, and then we'll have a little fish fry night. We could probably bring some Dorado and tuna and stuff. I'm sure Trey put him on the grill with that.
Yeah.
He'll destroy it. So we're looking forward to that. I think that's the beginning of October. We got a wedding in Vegas for Kenny. Shout out Kenny. Getting married.
Make some money.
Yeah. Philip gets on a roll at the casino. I love it.
Stop.
Yeah, dude, it's hard to chase him down. He's just from one machine to the next.
Move it, dude.
Yeah.
It's like run and gun fishing.
If it's not hitting, we got to move.
Yeah. And I'll hear it. Boil, and I'm over to the next slot machine.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun time. I think I gotta go to Florida at the end of October, so that'll be cool. What else do we got going on?
I think that's it, man. I mean,
what are we gonna do in? I don't want to. We should fish the anglers in December, but man, is it humbling and a confidence killer. But we should, because I feel like I figured something out last time.
Look at the Open too.
Yeah, but I think that's right when that Lopez trip is.
Yeah, I know, but I mean that U.S. Open's pretty pretty bitchin'.
Yeah, I know. It would be fun. But I think it's in, was it an Arizona lake?
Yeah, it's
Mead?
do Mead.
Or is that Vegas?
No, they do Mead. They do Mead.
What's the lake in Vegas?
I think it's Mead.
Yeah, that's that one, right?
Yeah. But they've had some problems where the winds pick up.
That wasn't their tournament.
That wasn't theirs?
No, that was Bass Pro Shops trying to put on a tournament for just the everyday angler.
Yeah, like
and the win, it was huge prizes, huge tournament
behind it.
Yeah, people were upset because some pros got in there somehow. I'm not sure who.
You're not supposed to be able to fish it if you have X amount of money.
Yeah, and
wins.
I think some people snuck in there. I don't know how.
Someone broke their back, right?
The 2 boats sank. We were trying to get in and we got denied, and we're like, oh, thank God. That would have been fun though. But the problem was the tournament didn't take place.
Well, and I think when you have a bunch of bass fishermen out there
dying.
No, I think with bass fishermen, they don't know big waves too well.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is just my assumption.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it was blowing so hard that
there's nothing you could do.
People were just getting wrecked. Like if you put a pontoon
because when you say
thing,
like boats are sinking, people are breaking their backs out there. I'm thinking like someone's on a nitro flooring it through huge waves.
Yeah, no,
and I'm like,
they're just getting destroyed.
Yeah, you gotta slow it down.
Oh man, that poor tournament. Great concept. I hope they bring it back, but I don't think they're going to. It was kind of they just lost. Everybody lost money on that. Everybody pre-fishing, Bass Pro Shops. It was just a worst case scenario type of tournament.
Let's do it.
I'm in. We'll throw one. Look at the wind. Oh, 45?
Yeah.
Said it.
All right, I think that's it. Let's go do after the cast.
I got to go find those little microphones, but yeah, sounds good. We'll go shoot some content after the cast. We're going to go pond hopping?
In the golf cart. Keep that boat nice and dry.
Is there any type of thing you want to do, like theme of the video or like?
Off the top of my head, I just want to catch fish. Like, are you talking like a lure challenge?
I don't really want to do a competition. I don't have it in me today.
No,
I'm so relaxed.
Every time we do a competition, I fucking lose. I'm not doing it.
I know. I'm not that motivated to beat you right now. What video could we make?
We could do a lure challenge.
That people will send mean comments to us.
Oh, I like this. What do we do?
We could Kobe a lot.
Kobe a largemouth, just keep the fucking theme running. What would piss people off?
We don't want to piss people off, actually. Let's not go for that.
All right,
now, because then we're mean.
Yeah, we're being mean.
We want
striving for
other people to be mean to us.
Yeah.
And we don't want to be mean back.
Right.
We want to be confusing.
It's like a weird pervy thing.
We want to Joe Biden these mother.
Yeah.
We want to Biden them up.
All right, let's go.
Hit them with a All right, see you guys later. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Follow and subscribe. Become part of the Bass Bros branch of the Army.
We're not a